Alright, let's go ahead and run out there on YouTube, NES Ruler, and welcome to a brand new review. And this time around, we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me review by Unearthed Films, and you can pick this up on Blu-ray from all your favorite online retailers. It is a film from the year 1994, starring the late, great Ray Liotta. It is a title called No Escape. So yeah, this is from Unearthed Classics line. This is the 10th release that they have released in this line that they've done of a little bit, not horror movies, but a little bit of mishmash genre kind of stuff. They've released some really cool stuff. So No Escape, this movie has a really cool premise. It takes place in the distant future of the year 2022. Yeah, takes place in 2022. It's always funny watching movies that take place in years that already passed, or even this year, you know, and seeing how they picture the future being. And yeah, this movie, they were wrong. So Ray Liotta, he plays a ex-soldier who gets arrested one day for murdering his sergeant in cold blood, straight, shot him in the face, and he gets sent to this level 6 security prison, which is like no one's able to break out or anything like that. It's like the most secure prison in the world. He's known for breaking out of prisons and things like that. So he gets sent to this level 6 prison, and he runs in with the warden of this prison, who isn't the nicest guy. And he ultimately gets sent to this island. And on this island, we have the outsiders and the insiders. And they're basically, this is where all the inmates go who are, you know, thrown away by the justice system. You know, they don't care. They get put on this island, and they're left there for the rest of their lives. So like I said, we have the outsiders, who are run by Stuart Wilson's character, and then we have the insiders, who are ran by Lance Henriksen's character. And basically, the outsiders are like this group of cannibals. They're the biggest group on the island. There's like 600 of them. And then the insiders are, you know, the goodies of the island. You know, they're ran by Lance Henriksen. They have law and order, and there's about 100 of them. So the outsiders definitely outnumber the insiders. So Ray Liotta joins the insiders, and he is basically trying to find a way to get off of this island, because the world doesn't know about this island. You know, it doesn't know that it exists, that this prison system is putting 700 people on this island in the middle of nowhere and forcing them to survive by themselves. So Ray Liotta's main goal is to get off this island and show to the world what is really happening. And along the way, you know, there's a battle between the insiders and the outsiders, and things like that. There's, you know, class bashes and the way that they fight. You know, it's interesting. Is it the most interesting movie? No. Is the action good? Yeah, there's some really nice explosions in this movie. Like the pyrotechnic guy definitely earned his paycheck in this movie. And Ray Liotta does a good job. Eddie Hudson's in this movie, and I'm sorry, not Eddie. Ernie Hudson's in this movie. And he does his fair share of a good job. You know, he's usually pretty good in everything that he does. And Ray Liotta, he always does a very solid job. The movie's 2 hours. I feel like it's a little bit too long. I feel like it runs too long for its own good at some points. I feel like there's a lot of filler between Ray Liotta's character and this insider camp, and meeting all these weird characters. I feel like it goes on a little bit too long, but the action scenes between the insiders and the outsiders are quite good. And like I said, the premise is quite interesting. I really do like the idea of putting all these inmates on this island and having them to survive for themselves. So, really interesting movie. I'm not sure if this has ever had a disc release until now, but don't quote me on that. So, what do I think about the Stratford? The Stratford is pretty solid. A lot of natural heavy film grain, so if you're into that, you're definitely going to like it, but it still looks really, really nice. One of the better Unearthed Classic releases that I've reviewed so far with picture quality. Also has a 5.1 audio track, very good, which is usually what you want with a audio track. Like I said, it's directed by Martin Campbell. I don't know if I mentioned that. He made Casino Royale. He made Cast Me Deadly, which is an HBO movie that's never had a release. That's very, very good, very well made. I watched that during one of the top 10s of the 22 Shots podcast. Wish that movie got a release. It's quite good. So, yeah, and the re-release actually has some new features, which isn't always the case with these Unearthed films, but they're not like video interviews. They're mainly just audio interviews spliced together with B-rolls of scenes from the film. So we got an interview with Martin Campbell, the director. It's about 13 minutes long. It's interesting hearing how he came to be in the business and how he's made flops. And then this movie also didn't do well at the box office, but he somehow found his way through the studio system and was able to become successful. Of course, he made GoldenEye and, like I said, Casino Royale. So he became a successful director, and he's still working today. Then we have another interview with the producer, and then a new interview with the writer, one of the co-writers. And then a vintage featurette, which is, it's okay. These old school vintage featurettes, they are what they are. They're usually not that great. And then promotional gallery and the trailer and some TV spots. So pretty basic stuff, but at least we got some new features with this release. Got your slipcover, same info on the front of the case as well as slipcover. And then we got the disc with no reversible cover art, just the disc. So your typical basic Unearthed Films edition, but it's still cool to see these, these little unknown movies get put out and released. Definitely had a big budget, but I definitely don't think it made its money back. So that's my review of Nosegate. If you guys like this review, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRoad22. Hope everybody's doing well, and I shall talk to you guys soon. See you guys.